Wow. Holy shit.
We're back.
What? Yeah, Nick, did you clean out your ears before the show? Well, we're finally back. How long has it been? What, like 2 or 3 years?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, there's these things that we have here in America, Nick, called Q-tips.
Is it though? Like, as far as I'm concerned, I thought I just had to wrap a towel around the end of a toothpick and just cram it in my ear, hope I fucking struck gold or something.
Well, whatever you're doing, it ain't fucking working. So you might want to rework that. Work that angle. So I'm sure some people, some of us who's followed along knew we were from the Garbage Report. We're not really kind of sure what we're going to do in terms of name-wise. World's a little bit of a different place. R. Kelly's a rapist scumbag in prison for the rest of his life. And
hold on one second. I got to interrupt. That's my thing. I know, that's my thing. It just brings a whole new thing to the whole Aaliyah. Like that whole Aaliyah ordeal, just, I mean, come on.
It makes sense. Avoid small aircrafts and shit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, Dave Chappelle been saying it for years. When he was doing the Chappelle show. So
yeah, he speaks a lot of truth these days that people don't like, but, that's why he's still one of my favorite comedians.
Right. Speaking of, I still need to see his latest, what do you want to call it?
His Netflix special. Yeah, his Netflix special.
I just said stand up.
Yeah, I got to see that. I haven't seen it. I heard it's funny. I also heard it's rustled a lot of people.
Well, these days everybody gets offended over everything, so of course it's going to fucking offend some people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I still got to check that out.
People don't have thick skin anymore, man.
No.
These last couple of years have been pretty brutal.
Right. Yeah, things have changed a lot. Things that you used to be able to say and do and online, you can't. You offend people.
Hey, you don't say that.
Right. You try to play a video game and the same shit happens these days.
Or they censor it, or, people cancel the video game creators because it's content they don't like. It's like, not everything has to be everything that you like.
Right. Some people talk bad about a game because the developer is making mistakes, and the developer gets upset.
Anthem, BioWare. Anthem, BioWare.
Well, yeah, that was what's his name?
I'm gonna rehash
that. Does the World of Warcraft coverage? Asmongold, right?
Yeah.
There was some shit going on with him. Blizzard weren't too happy with him either, just because he was being honest on his feelings on what he thinks of the game these days.
It was certain developers and shit. And when you have an audience like that, of course, the message is going to get back to, Blizzard and stuff like that. But in reality, I mean, he's not wrong. And, I watched him trash freaking the new, they're coming out with that new season of Classic I was talking to you guys about.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He was trashing that. He's like, I'm not impressed. He's like, I just think it's a cop out, and Blizzard's just desperate and trying to get more subs. And
so, what did they do, specifically with that Classic?
So, a couple of things that they did actually. So, let me just bring it up here because I actually have the season.
I haven't been keeping up on it. I haven't played Classic. Maybe 6 months. It might be now. I canceled my sub a little while back. I don't know. I was just losing with the game. Sub. Who's that? This guy. Fuck up.
Jokes.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's probably been about, I want to say 6 months. It's just, I don't know, the new expansion.
The bottom fell out.
Yeah, it did. I leveled one character, got to max level, started doing the mall. What's that area that you?
Yeah, you were right. Okay, you got to do the mall.
I don't know, dude. I just lost interest real quick. I don't know. And I wanted to level another character. I really did, but I was just like, dude, I think one's enough.
Yeah, it's really like a lot of people are complaining about it, and content creators and stuff like that really just don't have anything nice to say at this point. It's really hard to. The classes kind of suck. It's just it's boring. It's flat.
Right.
I mean, and with the you'd mentioned the classic season. I mean, one of the major changes is going to be like loot and world buffs. So this actually comes from a Blue Post, and it says there's been a lot of discussions about loot, specifically at a rate in which players can get loot from raids. We don't currently have plans to increase that. Part of the challenge of the season of Mastery is a speedy arrival at content throughout the year. So it's going to be coming quicker too. This raises a notification. You may not approach every new challenge with the level of preparation you did in Classic WoW. You will feel that loot scarcity was an important part of what made the original World of Warcraft challenging, and hope to recreate that feeling, of course. So a couple of things that they are changing. So their world raid bosses and stuff like that are actually going to have mechanics that were removed in earlier versions of the game.
Okay.
Making them harder. You're not going to be able to use world buffs against bosses. People did all those quests and stuff to get the world buffs before they would go into a raid. That actually isn't going to count anymore. Where was there were some other ones. I can't. Yeah, see, we're increasing the difficulty in raid encounters, restoring raid mechanics removed in early iterations of certain encounters, and we're prohibiting the use of world buffs inside instances. Of course, these are just the changes we've announced so far, and they're reviewing more feedback. The only feedback I would add to that, I really wish they do, because I would play it if I could play Classic Season of Mastery with the updated WoW graphics. I think then, to me, I think it would be really cool. I really wish WoW, they would do something like that, but I'm not going to continue to give them money when the company just keeps, fucking up at every corner.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I kind of put WoW down, and I don't know, I really haven't had the interest of picking it back up lately. I don't know. It sucks because, they came up with the Burning Crusade Classic. You know what I mean? I was having fun with that. I don't know.
It's a lot of time, though.
Yeah, it is.
When you look at it, it's like you spend so much time leveling, and, we're not kids anymore. So, we got to grow up and be adults, and there's just not enough time to fucking level and do everything you want to do.
No, there's not.
Pretty much. Speaking of commitment and shit like that with games, and I will say there's an MMO I started playing, I got for free, and New World. I like it. It doesn't seem like you have to commit too much time to level, but
right.
1 second. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, my throat got dry. I'm like, yeah.
Throat got real dry.
No, I'm being serious. You fuckers. But in all seriousness, New World, I actually like it. You don't have to commit too much time to level. For fuck's sakes, I left my guy in Rested XP in the town for a day and a half, and came back, turned in one quest, and I did another, and I was already level 19. Before I got off, I turned in a few more, and I pre-queued a couple. And I'm already almost level 20 now, halfway there. So, for a light MMORPG, and especially, I can't believe I'm about to say this, something produced by the fucking Harbinger of Death itself, Amazon, actually is fucking good. I'm kind of surprised. Plus, you can use controller, because that's the only way I can really kind of play anything. There's, on Steam, there's some profiles there for the PS4 or in the Xbox One, and there's some pretty good ones I found, but for a light MMORPG, if you just kind of want something to do, that game's not too shabby, actually. I can't lie.
Yeah, so, I'm surprised, it's made by Amazon. It's their first game, and so far, I've enjoyed the game. I will say there are some things that I wish they would fix. For sure.
Oh, the quest sharing. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
that is the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, it's an MMO, in 2021. And after, we've been playing the game since last weekend up until, now. So we've had a good week so far with the game. And yeah, there's some things, there's shortcomings for sure of the game. the first off, so you can play together, but you can't share quests. So you can help your friend finish quests, but you both can't do the same quest together and progress together, which kind of sucks.
That's weird.
That
they really
sucks.
need to work on shit like that.
They should fix that 100%. Swimming, that was one of the things that Brent mentioned about, when you get to a water area, when you start going into water, like your character just walks. Like there's no swimming animation. You don't actually swim in the water. There are some areas that the water does get above your head, and then it shows like basically like an icon on your screen, like you're breathing. You only have so long until to come back up to the surface, but you don't actually swim. And the developer said, well, that you're not supposed to be able to swim in the game. Basically, they're saying it's more of a realistic approach where like if you're carrying around all that armor and gear and shit in your bags, you're not going to be able to swim anyway, which kind of I understand, but on the other hand too, it's kind of a cop out in my opinion that you can't swim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now I think Amazon was not expecting so many people to be on this game as
they had queue times. They had fucking queue times.
So there's some queue times, which, I get it. It's an MMO. Servers get full. Sometimes there's going to be a queue time to get in. But also, they were working on expanding how many players can be connected to a server. And again, we're talking about Amazon. They have, how many vendors out there right now are using like Amazon cloud services to run businesses? And you mean to tell me that Amazon can't up the server limit to allow more people? You know what I mean? It's things like that. I'm sure they can fix it in the future here, and they're going to. But, I mean, at the same time, they should have had more availability, I think, at launch for your game.
Well, I want to backtrack for 1 second because I could argue revenue here for 1 second. To go with the whole sharing of the quest, you could argue server time. Take that. See, we have large queue times. We have mass people playing on the servers. We need a little more money, a little more revenue for resources to support this game, and then we can add this stuff and let more players. I mean, you could argue that scumbag approach.
I don't necessarily think it's that. I honestly think it's just a oversight from the company that they didn't include that ability to queue up together and do shit together. You know what I mean?
Maybe
there's people that are, doing workarounds where basically they create a new character and then they level together so that it is essentially you're doing the quests together. But then the problem comes in, your buddy gets off. Yeah, scheduling. Like your buddy gets off because they got to attend real life. You know what I mean? And you still got some time to play. Like you advance, then your story is going to progress further than your buddies, and then you're going to be off sync.
And then you're going to need a character for the solo mode, whatever, however you want to phrase that. So, again, that's arguing more server time.
Yeah.
Profit, guy.
Right. And, I don't want to, bitch about completely the game because I do enjoy the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's cool. Graphics are real, for what it is, an MMO. I think the graphics are pretty cool. The story so far seems cool. The combat, the gameplay, stuff like that. Like it has a recipe there to become something really good. And I just don't think it's quite there yet. But like I said, I do enjoy it.
I love it, but I'm going to bitch because I want to make sure it's done right as they're fixing shit right off the bat. Yeah. So down the line, they don't have to come back. And when people are bitching, they can have dickheads like us go, no, just leave it and do the shit you're doing and move forward.
Right.
Works.
So, like the server that we're playing on right now, like Jason can't even get into it because the server's full.
Too many people.
And it's locked. And they're saying that they're going to start rolling out where you can transfer your characters, a free transfer to other servers. And we're going to have to do that because, there's Jason that wants to get in. Sam was talking about possibly picking it up as well. And if we have any other friends that want to jump in and check it out, we're going to have to port to a different server. We're not going to be able to play together if we stay on the same server that we're on right now because of it being full. So that kind of sucks. But I heard that was supposed to be coming out this week, server transfers for free. Brent was saying yesterday that they did come out and say, like, it's not ready quite yet. They've tested it. They've noticed some bugs with the transfer, so they're still working on it, so it should be coming out soon. But that's kind of where we're at right now. But
Yeah,
like I
that's why
said,
it'd be easier if they just add more characters, so I could just join the server and then don't have to fucking worry about transferring off.
right. But like I said, all in all, I am enjoying it so far. I'll probably, we could probably come back and talk about it, at a later show or whatever. But I'm still trying to get the feel of it, see what I think of it. But like I said, I do enjoy it. It's just there are some shortcomings of the game as of right now. I mean, it did just come out like, a week or two ago, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's only been out for a couple weeks.
Right. It's
Got some
surprisingly
time for
polished.
improvement. Yeah, it's got some time for improvement, and it will. Blizzard. Well, I mean, they were like right out of the gate. It was crazy, but
Yeah.
it's going to take some time for somebody to dethrone, what they had worked for.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I will say, like, side note wise, as far as other games and games being polished, that's probably the first one in a while that's actually came out that actually felt pretty polished. And not only that one, but the one that's about to come out in a few more days, Back for Blood.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I played the beta for that.
Yeah, we all got paid on that one.
Yeah, we all got it. That's a fun game, dude. I can't wait for that.
The beta was fucking pretty tight.
Yeah. And I just, I've been following that game. Like I said, that comes out this week, I think, doesn't it?
It should be, yeah.
The 12th, Tuesday, I think?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Back for Blood, that game's coming out. Now, I did notice for Xbox, it comes with Game Pass. So if you're kind of on the fence about if you wanted to pick it up or not, I mean, Game Pass, you get it for free. Basically, it's a standard edition on Game Pass, but whatever. You'll at least get to play it and see what you think. But yeah, that game is really cool. I'm definitely picking that up right away. It is crossplay too, by the way.
Yeah, see, that'll be cool too, right out of the gate to play against, with your friends and shit like that.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to pick it up on PC. I know Ryan was talking about he's probably just going to get it on Xbox for now because it is on Game Pass, so he can play with us.
Yeah,
and we'll still be able to play, so that's cool. More games need to be crossplay.
Well, and not to, throw any funds to Microsoft for their fucking scumbag ways, but now if you look at Game Pass, now would be the time when they're doing deals for the membership. You can probably get three months or a month for like $1. They do their specials around this time of the year for that shit. So if there are new games... Well, I mean, if there are new games you guys want to check out, or anybody listening wants to check out, look at the membership. You can probably get it for $1 or maybe cheaper than what it was, and end up fucking checking out more shit than you thought you could.
Yeah.
I might actually do that so I can get through like the winter months with some games.
Yeah, dude, it'd be good for that because PlayStation Now is fucking and all that's certain garbage. I wouldn't fuck with it. But as far as just being able to check out games, as far as like a quick renting service per se, Game Pass is probably the best thing out there, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Now, I'm not 100% sure because Back for Blood is on Game Pass and it is on the PC. I wonder if you can download it on the PC from the Xbox app through Game Pass. That would be cool.
You might be able to.
Yeah. I'll have to look into that.
If it's in the library. If that game
the what?
You heard me, motherfucker.
In the what?
You heard me, motherfucker. If that game is in the Xbox library on the PC,
Library.
That's what I'm saying, guy. If that title is in the library on the Xbox for the PC, then yeah, you can. But if it doesn't show up on the PC library, it ain't gonna be in there.
Well, right. I'm just not sure if it does or not. I'll have to take a look at that and see if it does.
I mean, if you have the mobile, you can just do a quick look over
that's
it.
true.
It'll show you what platform. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, it looks like it is on here.
Damn. I will add a side note.
So you can install it on the PC through the Xbox app on Windows, 10 or 11 if you have 11.
Shit. So
upgraded.
my fucking cheap ass is gonna have to see if they have a membership for $1 than myself. I'll have to report in for next episode if they did or didn't.
Dude, you can't go wrong with Game Pass. Like I said, now you can get all the EA games.
Especially when they bundle that shit for like 3 months for $1. I mean, even my broke ass is like $1 for 3 months. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, it's worth it. I do like Game Pass. Now, speaking of a polished game, I do want to talk about one. Metroid Dread came out.
Waiting.
Yeah. What was it? Yesterday? No, Friday. I'm sorry.
Friday. Yeah.
It's Sunday, guy.
Yeah, dude. I woke up this morning and I thought it was fucking Saturday.
I'm not gonna lie. You're not wrong.
So anyway,
like volcanoes and earthquakes. Yeah.
but yeah, Metroid Dread came out on Friday. I picked it up. I got the special edition, of course. So far, I really like the game. It's really, really good. And the more and more I play it, I get these vibes of Super Metroid for the SNES. Which, that's saying something.
Now it has,
Why did you guys asking questions, you motherfucker?
Well, I wanted
what kind of Metroid it was.
Well, I wanted to play it more before I, actually threw out there. But yeah, the more and more I play this game, dude, like, it has a very more of a modern feel. The control scheme, how Samus moves around and her abilities and stuff. Yeah, it's very updated, but the game, like, it's so good. And yeah, I'm really having a fun time with it. I would say I'm probably about halfway through the actual story. Now I need to go back through the other zones, like the areas, and get a lot of the pickups and extras and things like that. But so far, yeah, dude, the game is awesome. So it is basically the sequel to Fusion, if anyone has played that game.
Oh yeah, I beat Fusion
You're not
a couple
about
times.
that
actually.
Xbox party game, are you?
No. This guy. But yeah, Game Boy Advance Fusion came out in 2002, something like that, and Dread is a sequel to that, so it continues that story basically. So, if you know anything about Fusion, Samsung. I mean, geez, why did I say Samsung? Samus. She gets infected by that, X parasite, and it changes, her suit. You get that fusion suit, and the story kind of continues off that. So Dread. The story, how it opens up in Dread, it basically kind of gives you like a backstory of Fusion, so you know kind of what's going on and where this takes place. But you also find out that X parasite didn't fully die in Fusion. There is another X parasite, and that's kind of where the story takes place. I don't want to spoil anything else, moving forward in the story. Anyone listening that wants to play the game, but it is really, really good. Like I said, the more and more I play it, I'm like, yeah, dude, I could. This reminds me of SNES, Super Metroid. And
hell yeah,
it's real good.
Yeah, I'll have to check that shit out. Definitely.
I was a little. Have you seen the new suit for Samus?
I remember seeing some video on TikTok.
I got my mobile with me real quick. I'm gonna go to the Book of Knowledge myself.
At first, I wasn't sure how to feel about that suit. Now, so that blue suit that you see, like the cover art of the game, like that is the suit that you start with without
like the fusion
all the
suit.
upgrades.
Yeah, that's the original fusion suit.
So it's a little different than the fusion suit, but it's different. And like I said, at first when I saw the suit, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it.
I like it with the exception of the color scheme. Like, get rid of that red. Like, that's such a that throws my ADD. That makes me want to vomit.
See, the red is like the traditional Metroid suit. Yeah. Like her torso is like pretty much the same, but everything else is blue. And I think the reason why it's blue, and like I said, it's continuing from Fusion, is the Fusion suit had blue in it. So there's something there. There's a reason for it. But like I said, that blue suit is the suit that you start off with. And then when you start getting your upgrades and upgrade your suit, it does change back to orange, like, the original. Hold
on one second, because I'm scrolling through the images and I just saw that. And I'm like, that looks a hell of a lot better than the fucking blue, because I want to vomit. I like blue. And
the Various suit, it turns it back to orange, and it looks badass. Pretty good. Yeah.
Kind of looks like, I hate to say it, but Alpha from fucking Power Rangers that way.
Okay.
Look at it. I see it now. Yeah.
I will say, too, so how they incorporate, the stage, where you're actually running around like the zones. Like the backgrounds are they're not so like static where nothing moves in the background. Like there's shit going on like in the environment, which is cool. It's, you know, it's different. And they incorporate cinematic and like cutscenes when you get to certain areas, boss fights, you know, different things that are going on, and then it goes back to, you know, gameplay. But how it's done is very, very good. It's not like your classic Metroid where like you just play through it, you go through a door, boss fight starts, you know what I mean, and it just very static. This there's elements that make it, you know, interesting, and like it feels really cool that they put cinematics in the game as well, in a side scroller Metroid.
Yeah, I definitely want to check that shit out when I decide which version of the Switch I'm going to get here finally.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And speaking of, like what you just said, that Switch OLED came out the same day Dread did, October 8th. I haven't seen anywhere. I looked at Target. I looked at GameStop. Online. Like you can't find it right now.
Is there a custom like Nintendo Switch themed Samus like color scheme one? Like
no,
where the Joy-Cons would be blue and
they usually do that kind of shit. So you might see like an OLED one, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're gonna come out with one, but as far as, you know, when it launched, there isn't like an actual like Samus or Metroid edition of the Switch itself.
That's kind of a disappointment, I'll be honest.
Yeah, where it's like a limited edition console is what I mean.
Yeah.
So that would be cool if they did. That would be pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking good, dude.
Well, what else we got going on? And I didn't want to go into games all this time and realize we had.
Yeah, I know. That's why I made that comment and that joke about, you know, earthquakes and volcanoes. I mean, have you guys been paying attention to any like the world aspect and that point of view?
This last week has been a little crazy for me, unfortunately, with everything going on. But
respect.
That's why I rely on you for the updates.
Well, occasionally I check this shit out from time to time. I mean, you got the La Palma volcano eruption that's been going on the last few days, and then if you actually go to like volcanodiscovery.com, they're one of the better sites. If the damn mobile would actually load it here real quick, I'd use my computer to be more precise. But the way you guys saw the photo and the microphone, how I have it kind of
I saw your
in front of me.
Your studio there.
Yeah, my top-notch world premiere studio.
Yeah, you could call it that.
Yeah, word. But I mean, in all honesty, like if you look at the way this is going on, probably last year. Well, actually 2 years, really. It's been building for over the year. Anyways, the point is mute. But they're all projecting that area is going to erupt. And then if you look more towards the Middle East and the Mediterranean area, and then then you hit that line where I need to learn the technical terms better. Around New Zealand and Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, I mean, if I would project and estimate where a legitimate tsunami would be, honestly, I'm going to have to say it's going to end up hitting near Papua New Guinea.
It'll be some crazy shit, man, if that fucking goes down.
You know, it's going to end up stemming from a fucking earthquake that rocks Japan.
I still didn't forget about your work vacation and fucking the pandemic hit, so I'm fucking watching you.
Hey, yeah. All I'm going to say is if I wouldn't have braced for impact, I would have gotten a concussion, and my life would have been a lot smoother. All I'm going to fucking say on that part.
Yeah, somehow this guy gets out of work right when the pandemic started. Conspiracy? Smells like one.
I think not.
These motherfuckers. No, in all seriousness, if I were to project right now, Japan would be like a 9.3, and then the tsunami ends up rocking Papua New Guinea and wiping half of Australia out on the end curve of that for that little part of the island. It's going to be nasty.
It'd be crazy, dude.
Well, the way there's like one more like pocket that needs to like hit mass with energy because the other two finally collapsed. Because I mean, with the like I said, the island over there in Spain, La Palma, or however you pronounce that motherfucker, that's going to erupt soon at some point, but not much. But that energy is going to shift to that third pocket over there in Japan, and then boom. That's my opinion.
And you're sticking to it.
Because I got green papers all day, and I'll fuck it. Throw them out.
We love your green paper theories, Nick.
Sure do.
Yep.
I was only going to finish it off like I was talking to you
That's what
guys
she said.
kind of about it this morning.
Fucking moron.
And, in the shit that has become our late night TV shows, because since there's no comedy anymore, on Jimmy Fallon the other night, Madonna was on.
Jesus
And
Christ.
she apparently threw herself across his desk and flashed the audience, because that's what I needed to see, a 63-year-old fucking woman flashing the audience. You're washed up. You're nobody. You're fucking has-been. I can't fucking stand you.
If you want to talk about collapsed anuses, bam.
I'm sure Nick's going to look that up.
Her face or
No, thank you.
mine? Look like a collapsed anus, if you ask me.
I mean, her face definitely prolapsed in the lips area from sucking too much dick, but I mean...
Oh, my God.
I mean, nobody watches these shows anymore anyway. They're
Who
getting
watches fucking
destroyed.
Jimmy Fallon anymore, dude?
Nobody.
Edit that out.
Stephen Colbert and freaking,
I just wonder what their ratings are anymore because
Well, they're through the floor because, Greg Gutfeld from Fox is actually destroying all of them. I mean, because he's the only one that's still funny and does comedy.
right.
I don't know, dude. It's pathetic. It really is.
I will say this since we're talking about late night. I agree with you guys. Late night is trash. And no, have you guys noticed Jon Stewart's on the verge of coming back? Or
I did
coming back
hear
to
that,
Apple
actually.
TV?
Yes, I did hear about that.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I've seen Jon Stewart live, and I really enjoyed the show live. And
My question is, how long is it going to last on these, streaming services?
yeah, well, we'll see.
You know
It'll
what I mean?
take until somebody gets offended, and then they'll
Right.
complain like Dave Chappelle, and
Right.
I'm sure it's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of why I think Jon Stewart's coming back. He's going to give his opinion. People are going to hate it. He's going to be like, well, I made my statement. I made a few bucks. Fuck you all. I'm out. I'm finally gone. And I respect it, too.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Jon Stewart. We may not always think the same politically, but still, I really appreciate his opinion on shit and the fact that he doesn't let stuff get by him.
Right.
Because, I mean, I remember him back in the day, and, he'd make fun of everybody, especially the independent conservative Republicans, but, the Democrat, his party, he always would go harder because he would always criticize them even more. And that's what's needed.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore. We got a fucking dementia patient running the White House and a cackling fucking horse jackass. Fucking vice president.
Yeah, I didn't know we had fucking goddamn Lion King 3.0, the broadcast C version.
Circle
on
of life
Broadway.
is more like a fucking downward spiral of life at this point.
I forget that hyena's name in that movie, but yeah, that's what she reminds me.
Exactly.
That's a good point, actually.
Jesus Christ, she's fucking. Oh my God, dude!
It's fucking terrible.
Fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. That bitch. Jesus Christ.
But I will just say, now that we are back, we've done a lot of video game coverage and stuff like that. But although moving forward, this may tend to get a little political as we move forward. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. But
I might even
I gotta
throw
be
out some
honest, I'm,
crazy science shit.
pretty pissed off myself, and I'm not going to hold back anymore. So if you have expectations, I would probably hold them until you hear how the show goes moving forward.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, anybody that knows me knows my mouth and my attitude. So
Either way, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Nick. I don't want to.
No. I'm just rambling. Continue.
I was just going to say, either way, it's definitely good to be back. And finally, we've been talking about this for years. And, let's see where it goes, gentlemen. There's a lot more shit I'd like to do. So,
Yeah.
Well, I got to ask Ricky
Keep it up.
one question real quick, Ricky.
Here we go. What?
Are you going to download Madonna as your background desktop?
I'm not you, guy. I guarantee you're going to be looking that shit up. You're going to be downloading that video for some fat sessions tonight. So I don't hear that shit.
You can go fuck yourself, there, guy.
Some mattress time with Madonna, I see.
We're definitely back. He's
yeah,
good.
I think that'll be a good one to wrap it up at.
Yeah,
But
playing-
anyway,
Playing like a virgin in the background.
Yeah, but at least it means I have standards. Got him.
Did you know?
And with that, I think we're done.
Sounds good. Happy birthday, Nick.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Nick.
No, it ain't. Fuck you.
See ya.